Welcome back to Buying by Taraya. In this video, we are going to go through the mortgage process and purchasing your new home from start to finish. Let's dive into the step-by-step process on how to purchase a home. The first thing you're going to need to do is have an initial consultation with your loan officer. You're going to want to speak with your loan officer about your financing needs, your goals, your current situation, all to determine your next steps and figure out what information is needed for you as well as what you may qualify for. This is more the inquiry stage. You're going to provide information on your income, assets, liabilities, any real estate that you currently own, and your loan officer will be able to answer any questions that you have. Your loan officer is then going to share some general information with you on loan products, procedures, how to purchase. More specific information can be discussed in later steps once they have your specific information. Once you've discussed any general questions and are ready, you're going to apply for your pre-approval. Your real estate agent is going to require the confirmation of your creditworthiness and your ability to purchase for a given price before they're going to want to be able to tour any homes with you and show you possible homes to purchase. So once you're ready, the first step is going to be to fill out the application for the pre-approval and provide all the requested documentation to your loan officer. It's very important that you submit that required documentation as quickly as possible to ensure a smooth process as well as on-time closing. You're able to scan, fax, email, or upload the documents to our secure online portal. There's many ways to get your documents in, whatever works best for you. Once you have the pre-approval, which your loan officer will be able to give to you after you've completed your application and submit your documentation, you are then ready to shop for a new home with confidence. After you've submit your application, your loan officer is going to provide you with a list of documents that are needed in order for them to finish your pre-approval. What's needed will vary depending on the program, down payment, credit score, job type, and several other factors. When documents are requested from you, it's very important to include all pages of the documents, even if a page is left blank. You may be required to update documents that you've originally provided before closing. Don't allow this to be a point of frustration. Your loan officer is required to keep the most up-to-date documents that are available on file. Another item to keep in mind is do not deposit any money that you can't document where it's received from. That means if a friend gave you cash to reimburse you for a purchase that you had made, if you can't document with receipts where that money had come from, do not deposit it into your bank account. Most often, the documents that you're going to need to supply are going to be your most recent 30 days pay stubs, last 2 years W-2s or 1099s. Sometimes you'll need to provide your last 2 years tax returns as well. If you're self-employed, you'll need your last 2 years of business tax returns, including all schedules, your most recent 2 months bank statements, and if you currently own real estate, your most recent mortgage statement, property tax statement, and homeowner's insurance declarations page, and then your driver's license or other forms of government-issued ID. There are other items that your loan officer may ask for, just depending on the certain needs of your loan program and your specific file. Once you've provided all of that information and your pre-approval has been issued, the next step is to find the right home and begin making offers. This can be one of the most exciting steps of the process. You and your real estate agent are going to visit numerous homes until you find the home that works for you. Once you find the right home and you're ready to make an offer, your real estate agent is going to draft up the purchase and sale agreement after you've discussed what you want to offer. Very common that the seller's agent is going to counter offer your original offer. So this is where you and your real estate agent are going to negotiate and either accept the terms that they've provided or counter back, and you'll continue negotiations until both parties agree on the terms. Once all parties have accepted, you're then required to advance a good faith deposit, which is also known as your earnest money, when you sign the contract. Once you're under contract, you're going to order your home inspection, appraisal, and do a title search. Your loan officer is going to request the initial disclosures, and those are going to be sent to you for electronic signature. Once your contract is in and those are signed, you're then going to be required to pay upfront for the home inspection as well as the appraisal. Your realtor is going to order the home inspection, and they will tell you what the cost is going to be, as well as be able to recommend some great home inspectors for you to work with. The appraisal cost varies greatly, and it depends on the size of the home, the location of the home, where you're purchasing, as well as the loan program. You can expect that currently appraisals are anywhere between $600 to $1,000. Your loan officer does not speak directly with the appraiser, but the appraisers will contact contact the seller's real estate agent to set up a time to come out and inspect the property. Once the offer has been accepted and your initial disclosures are signed, your loan officer and their team are going to begin processing your file and prepare it to be submitted to underwriting. During this time, we will request additional items such as signed loan disclosures and updated information like new pay stubs or bank statements. Once we receive all the information from you and submit your file, it takes about 2 to 3 days to receive this preliminary loan approval. This does not mean we are ready to close. This is called conditional approval, and there will be conditions for you to get in, as well as internal conditions that your loan officer and their team will be working on for you. Generally, the rate will be locked around this step. As we've discussed in previous videos, what you want to make sure you're doing is working with a loan officer that locks when it makes sense as far as rates go, not just for where you're at in the mortgage process. Once all of the conditions from the conditional approval are in the file, both your own conditions as well as the internal conditions, and the appraisal has been received and approved by the collateral underwriting team, your complete loan file will then be resubmit to underwriting to receive that official clear to close. Once clear to close is received, your loan officer and their team will request your closing documents to be sent to escrow. Escrow is a third party that will coordinate the signing of your closing documents as well as collect the remaining down payment and closing costs. Once escrow has received the closing documents from the lender, they're going to call you to set up the appointment for your signing. You will be notified of the exact amount that's going to be required for you to bring to closing, and this can be paid in a certified funds, cashier's check, or you can wire it directly to escrow as well. They're going to go over all the documents that are required to be signed. There will be many forms you need to sign. Once you sign all the final loan documents as well as wire your funds for closing, the transaction will be completed and closed the following day, where your loan is funded and your purchase is recorded in the county records. Some states do table fund, meaning you close the day you sign your closing documents instead of the following day. And at this point, congratulations, you are now a homeowner. Your realtor will schedule getting the keys to your new home on the day that we fund. An important point to touch on is when funds are going to be due from you during this process. When your offer is initially accepted, you'll pay earnest money to the escrow account. The earnest money is negotiated by your real estate agent and varies from offer to offer, but typically it's somewhere between the ballpark of $1,000 up to 3% of the sales price. Your earnest money goes towards your down payment and closing costs. This is not an additional fee that you're paying. Once your offer is accepted, you can then order a home inspection. This is not required by the lender in most cases, but it is highly encouraged. This is for your benefit, so you know the condition of the home and any potential issues. When you're spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on something, you want to make sure you know what you're buying. Your agent will have recommendations on who you can use, and the cost for these inspections are typically between $400 to $600. Once your inspection has been cleared and you're ready to move forward with the purchase, your lender is then going to order the appraisal. The appraisal costs do vary based on the area that you're in, as well as the program that's being used, and this is due up front before the appraiser will schedule their inspection of the home. The remaining down payment and closing costs are going to be due from you at closing. And that covers the loan process start to finish. If you have any questions on this, please feel free to reach out anytime. And also, if you have any questions on your budget or what you can afford for a mortgage payment, we have put together a Budgets by Taraya tool that can help you specify exactly what dollar amount is going to work best for you and your family. And we're happy to get you that resource and training right away. Email us with any requests and we'll get it over to you. Thank you for joining us for that step-by-step on how to buy a home. If you have any questions about the mortgage process, purchasing a home, getting pre-approved, or looking at a purchase or a refinance, please feel free to reach out. We're standing by and ready to help. Follow us on social media for additional mortgage updates and tips and tricks on the home buying process. And stay tuned for the next video in this series.